Hello, check. Mic test. One, two. One, two, three. Check mic. Mic test. Where's my cell phone? Okay. Good morning. Okay, good morning po para sa ating lahat. Sorry po, medyo na-late po tayo pero it's a great time here in Rosario, La Union and we're live mula dito sa from our place with a great view of the farm. Okay, so now this our third episode for our beginner class. We have three classes: the beginner one, beginner two, and beginner three. And as your host, Teacher Paul here, and we'll be teaching with our student, my bro, Gideon David. Okay, for our students right now that are here with us, thank you very much for your subscription. Let's learn violin together. We have a good news before we start our class. Now we have 200 likes in our page. Woo! Okay, a little bit of applause. We're trying to speak in English because we want to reach everybody in the world. Yeah. And you'll enjoy how to play and learn the violin. This is very easy. No problem if you are 8 years old, 6 years old, until 100 years old. This easy to learn. There is no age limit. Okay, so a little bit of time we have. We're here with Miss Joanna and Miss Janelle. So welcome to our live stream. This for beginner class. I know you can play well na. These are my students from the past. Okay, so without further ado, we'll start our class. These are episode 3. So thank you very much for our viewers and students. And now we'll be learning how to, again, a little bit of review for how to hold the violin. And we'll add how to tune your violin, which is very important uh, in learning how to play the violin. Of course, you have to learn how to tune your violin correctly. Okay, my bro here is not saying anything because it's in English, but that's fine. We can always speak in Filipino. Okay, so from the past, we reviewed how to hold the violin. So we'll cover that now again and a little bit of introduction. Okay, so let's go back to our the parts of the violin. So we'll go to our lesson. Okay, so we are using the book made by Samuel Applebaum. Okay, in Filipino, Samuel Applebaum. Violin episode erase lesson 1. So violin lesson 1, this is really easy. So as you can see on your screen, this is one part. Let's open up the front page so that you can see. Let's see. Okay, so as you can see on our screen, this is the front page of our book. It's called Bellwin Course for Strings, String Builder by Samuel Applebaum. Okay, the string class method. So these are 3 parts. They have books for violin, for viola, cello, bass, and etc. So what we're using now is for this is not my book, of course. This by Samuel Applebaum. So we are using for the violin. So as you can see on your screen, we'll be tackling the another introduction of our violin parts of your violin. This is very important for beginners, of course. Okay, let's have our violin. Assistant. Okay, so as you can see on your screen, we're showing the parts of your violin. So, for huh? Okay, for those who don't have your violin, don't worry. You can always buy online. I think you can buy here in the Philippines. You can buy for 800 pesos used. You don't need to buy a new one really. You just buy a beginner's violin. You can buy a used violin, and it's cheaper than those that are brand new, uh, especially when you are just learning how to starting to learn how to play. Okay, so here's our violin as you can see on your screen. um so uh there, okay, so we have introduced our violin from our past episodes. So as you can see, this is my personal violin. So we'll be introducing the parts one more time, especially for those that are beginning how to learn to play the violin. So on your screen, you can see that we have a scroll here. Okay, because it looks like a scroll. Actually, it looks like a plant. You know, the fern something. There. See that? Okay, that's the scroll. Okay, and after the scroll, you can see the pegs. Okay, the one, two, three, four pegs which we use to tune your violin, and we'll be showing that in a minute. Later pala. Okay, so and then on this part, oh, yeah, on that part, this we call the neck and the fingerboard. Okay, the neck, yep, this part, up, yep, the neck and the fingerboard. Fingerboard if you're um on the front, seeing the front, and the neck if you're seeing the back. Okay, and the fingerboard is the part which we put our fingers, of course, and we have a lot of positions there. Like first starting position, then until this part seventh, ninth. I don't know. Anyway, okay, so that's the fingerboard. Okay. Then after the neck and the fingerboard, of course, we have the main body of your violin. See the curves? So that's the main body of your violin, which is just the bulk of your violin. Yan po yung pinakamalaki. So that's the largest part. Okay. So that's the body. Again, we have the scroll here. Let's point the scroll. Scroll there. I don't know how they made this. Okay, next are the pegs. One, two, three, four. Okay. By the way, the pegs are have a what do you call this? Have a specific position for your strings. Okay. So the first peg, okay, this for tuning your violin. Mm-hmm. Okay. So on this part, this is the peg for the G string. Okay. And then this part, this peg over here, okay, is for the D or the Re. Okay, those are the strings. Okay, last time we have tackled that we have four strings, the G, D, A, and E. Let's show that to the screen. On the screen. Yeah, we'll show that on your screen. There you go. Four strings. We have point. Please point it, Gideon. The G or the Sol. Oops. Okay, and then just point it. Okay, and then the D or the Re, and the A or the third string, and the last one, okay, the Mi or the E. Okay, hope you got that. So first, again, Sol or G. Okay, Gideon is pointing it for us, and then Okay. All right. So on our four strings on our violin, only four strings. The guitar has many, and viola and cello have the same. So again, we have four pegs. This is the one used for tuning our violin. We have the first one here is for the G. Next one is for D, or A. Next one is for A. This part, La. The last one. It's very important when you put your strings on your violin. We put them on the right socket of your peg. Okay, we have something playing on our. Okay, let's close that. Okay, so here we will show that on your screen so that you can see closely. I go there to the camera. Oh, can you see it? All right. Okay, so here we have your G. Let's have there we go. Your G is here and your D is here. Okay, D is here and A or La is here and E or Mi is on this part. Okay, you cannot see it right now. We'll try to zoom it. There you are. Mm, it's a little bit dark. Oh no. Help. Okay, now we're back. So I hope you got that. So very important. We have four strings on your violin, and each peg has corresponding strings that you have to attach your string onto it. Okay, let's go to the other parts of your violin. So as you can see on your screen, we have more parts. The last part we tackled is the body of your violin, which have the curves and everything. I think this has the curves so that you can pass your hands and the bow freely. Okay, so let's go to the next part. So as you can see on your violin, we have some holes on the center part. Two holes. Okay, two holes. Uh, yeah, you can see it on your screen. We call it the F hole because it looks like an F. Okay, the F hole gets the sound, the resonating sound, vibrations of your violin, and emits it as a sound, of course. Okay. Inside the violin is a very big, how do you call that, space, which has a sound post. As you can look inside, there's a sound post inside, and what it does is to meet the sound and to make it sound larger, better. No, not better, larger probably. Mas malakas po siya. Okay, so again, scroll there. Then your legs, one, two, three, and four, and then the fingerboard where we put our fingers, and the neck, of course, on the back part. Okay, the body of your violin. Okay, and then your F holes, which receives the sound of your violin and also emits it, as there's a space inside the body of your violin, a big space. Okay, after that, part over here, let's just show that to the camera. Yeah, this part over here, we call that a bridge. So it holds your violin, your strings, your strings in place. Okay, so what it does is that it gives the tension of your violin. So it like pushes your violin upwards. Let's show that to the camera. Okay, so what it does is that it gives your violin string some tension so that you can play, and if you bow it, it resonates. Okay, let's have our bow over here and show that. Okay, so okay, so as you can notice, while we bow our violin, is that our strings are like resonating like this. So the resonation of our violin, because of the tension, gives it the sound that we have. I think we also I also tried to bow the guitar one time, and it can produce a sound, but not as loud as your violin. I think the more tension, the louder the sound gets. Okay. Okay. So next, the parts of our violin. Okay. Next, we have our what happened to our cell phone? Error loading down. Okay. Anyway, so next part on our violin is our let. Hello, hello. Okay, okay. So sorry, technical difficulty. So the next part of our violin is, so we can see this part, the tailpiece and your chin rest. Okay, tailpiece and the chin rest. Of course, your tailpiece. How do you call this? It holds wood. No, it's plastic. Okay, so it holds your our four strings in place, and it also, some of your tailpiece has a we call this fine tuners. Okay, so let's show that to your screen. Okay, so four fine tuners that we have over here. So it's like your pegs. It's like your pegs. The big ones you can like you can get your strings to tune up, and when your sound is just a little bit, you can use the fine tuners to tune your